Question 1. Which of the following is a key factor when determining a worker's eligibility for California's state disability insurance (SDI) benefits? A. Length of time the worker has been employed by the same employer. B. The worker's most recent job performance evaluation. C. The worker's history of SDI contributions and work history. D. The worker's eligibility for federal Social Security disability insurance (SSI). Answer: C. The worker's history of SDI contributions and work history. Explanation: eligibility for SDI benefits primarily depends on a worker's history of contributions to the state disability insurance (SDI) program through payroll taxes. Workers must have earned enough wages and paid the required SDI contributions during a specified base period to qualify for benefits. Factors such as job performance or length of employment with a single employer do not directly impact eligibility. Additionally, while SSDI eligibility may affect benefits, SDI eligibility is based on state contributions and work history, not federal programs. Question 2. Mr. Thompson is self-employed and has become unable to work due to temporary injury. He has not contributed to California's SDI program. What should Mr. Thompson do to seek disability benefits? A. Apply for SDI benefits through the California Employment Development Department. B. Apply for workers' compensation benefits through the state of California. C. Seek Social Security disability insurance (SDI) benefits from the federal government. D. He is ineligible for benefits as self-employed individuals are not covered by the SDI program. Answer: D is ineligible for benefits as self-employed individuals are not covered by the SDI program. Explanation: self-employed individuals are generally not eligible for California's SDI benefits unless they specifically opt to participate in the program by paying into it voluntarily. SDI benefits are primarily designed for employees whose contributions are deducted from their wages by their employers. Mr. Thompson's situation would require him to have made voluntary contributions to SDI as a self-employed person, and without this participation he would be ineligible for benefits under the SDI program. Workers' compensation and SSDI are separate programs that Mr. Thompson may explore based on the nature of his injury and work history. Question 3. How does the presence of other income, such as earnings from part-time work, impact a worker's California SDI benefit eligibility? A. The other income has no impact on SDI benefit eligibility. B. The income from other work will reduce the SDI benefit amount on a dollar-for-dollar basis. C. The other income will increase the SDI benefit amount based on the additional earnings. D. The other income will reduce the SDI benefit amount based on a percentage but not on a dollar-for-dollar basis. Answer: D. The other income will reduce the SDI benefit amount based on a percentage but not on a dollar-for-dollar basis. Explanation: when a worker is receiving SDI benefits, any income from other sources, such as part-time work, can impact the amount of benefits they receive. California SDI benefits are intended to partially replace lost income due to disability, so if the claimant has other income, it may reduce the benefit amount, but typically this is done on a percentage basis rather than a strict dollar-for-dollar reduction. The specific reduction percentage depends on the circumstances, but it is designed to prevent the claimant from receiving more income than they would if they were fully employed, ensuring that benefits are consistent with the purpose of supporting the disabled worker. Question 4. Which of the following is the primary role of the California Employment Development Department in the SDI claims process? A. To determine the eligibility of workers for workers' compensation benefits. B. To administer and oversee the SDI program, including claim processing. C. To provide medical treatment to claimants with disabilities. D. To make final decisions on whether a claim is fraudulent. Answer: B. To administer and oversee the SDI program, including claim processing. Explanation: the California Employment Development Department is responsible for administering and overseeing the SDI program. This includes processing claims, determining eligibility, managing payments, and providing guidance to claimants throughout the process. The DD does not provide medical treatment or make decisions on workers' compensation claims, which is managed by other entities like the Division of Workers' Compensation in California. While the DD does play a role in detecting fraud, it does not make final decisions on fraud cases. Question 5. Which of the following is a common challenge when handling complex DI claims involving concurrent health conditions? A. Difficulty in determining the exact length of time the claimant will remain disabled. B. Calculating the impact of previous workers' compensation claims on SDI eligibility. C. Coordinating between different healthcare providers to obtain necessary documentation. D. Determining the eligibility of self-employed individuals for DI benefits. Answer: C. Coordinating between different healthcare providers to obtain necessary documentation. Explanation: in complex DI claims, especially those involving concurrent health conditions, e.g., physical injury alongside mental health issues, one of the primary challenges is coordinating between multiple healthcare providers to obtain the necessary medical documentation. This documentation is essential to assess the extent of the claimant's disability and how it affects their ability to work. The other options, while important, are typically not as challenging in this context as obtaining comprehensive medical evidence from multiple sources. Question 6. How does the California SDI system ensure that benefits are not paid to workers who are not truly disabled? A. By requiring claimants to provide regular progress reports from their doctors. B. By assessing whether the claimant has filed for workers' compensation benefits in addition to SDI. C. By conducting interviews with claimants to verify their disability status. D. By using independent medical examinations to evaluate claims. Answer: D. By using independent medical examinations to evaluate claims. Explanation: to prevent abuse of the system and ensure that benefits are only paid to those who are truly disabled, California SDI includes the use of independent medical examinations. These evaluations, conducted by third-party doctors, help assess the legitimacy of the claimant's disability and verify whether the individual meets the criteria for SDI benefits, while claimants may also be required to submit regular medical updates or report other sources of benefits. The use of IMEs is one of the most effective ways to validate the disability. Question 7. Which of the following would most likely result in the denial of a DI claim in California? A. A claimant submitting incomplete medical documentation. B. A claimant having been employed with multiple employers in the past year. C. A claimant being on maternity leave during the claim period. D. A claimant working part-time while receiving SDI benefits. Answer: A claimant submitting incomplete medical documentation. Explanation: one of the most common reasons for the denial of a DI claim is submitting incomplete or inaccurate medical documentation. For a claim to be approved, sufficient medical evidence is required to demonstrate the disability and its impact on the claimant's ability to work. Without proper documentation, the California Employment Development Department (ED) may not be able to determine eligibility, leading to a denial. While working part-time during a disability claim can affect benefit amounts, it generally does not result in automatic denial unless income exceeds allowable limits. Having multiple employers or being on maternity leave also does not inherently disqualify a claim. Question 8. Which of the following best describes the maximum duration of SDI benefits in California for a worker with a short-term disability? A. 26 weeks from the start of the disability. B. 52 weeks with possible extensions under certain circumstances. C. 8 weeks for most disabilities with extensions only for permanent disabilities. D. 12 months with regular reviews for extensions based on medical condition. Answer: A. 26 weeks from the start of the disability. Explanation: California SDI benefits for short-term disabilities typically last up to 26 weeks from the onset of the disability. This is the standard duration for most disabilities unless specific exceptions apply, such as the need for longer-term benefits in the case of permanent disabilities or qualifying conditions. For long-term disabilities, other programs like Social Security Disability Insurance (SDI) would typically apply. The duration of benefits is not automatically extended beyond the 26 weeks unless certain criteria are met. Question 9. What role does the treating physician play in the California SDI claims process? A. The physician determines the eligibility of the claimant for SDI benefits. B. The physician is responsible for reviewing all submitted claims for fraud. C. The physician provides medical certification to support the claimant's disability. D. The physician assesses the claimant's ability to return to work after the disability period. Answer: C. The physician provides medical certification to support the claimant's disability. Explanation: the treating physician plays a critical role in the SDI claims process by providing the necessary medical certification that supports the claimant's disability. This includes documenting the nature of the disability, the expected duration of the disability, and the impact on the claimant's ability to work. While the physician's input is essential for the claims process, the physician does not have the authority to determine eligibility, review claims for fraud, or make decisions regarding the claimant's return to work. That responsibility lies with the California Employment Development Department. Question 10. How does California's SDI program handle claims for pregnancy-related disabilities? A. Pregnancy-related disabilities are automatically covered under SDI with no eligibility criteria. B. Pregnancy-related disabilities are treated as temporary disabilities with eligibility based on work history and contributions. C. SDI benefits for pregnancy-related disabilities are limited to 6 weeks, regardless of the severity. D. Pregnancy-related disabilities are not eligible for SDI benefits but may be covered under workers' compensation. Answer: B. Pregnancy-related disabilities are treated as temporary disabilities with eligibility based on work history and contributions. Explanation: Pregnancy-related disabilities are treated as temporary disabilities under the California SDI program. Workers who experience pregnancy-related complications or need time off due to childbirth may be eligible for benefits if they meet the standard SDI eligibility requirements, including work history and contributions to the program. Unlike workers' compensation, which deals with work-related injuries, SDI benefits are designed to cover non-occupational disabilities, including pregnancy-related conditions. The duration of benefits depends on the individual situation, but typically it is up to 8 weeks for normal childbirth, with the potential for more if there are complications. Question 11. What impact does a worker's income from other sources have on their California SDI benefits? A. The income from other sources does not affect the amount of SDI benefits received. B. Income from other sources reduces the SDI benefit amount, but only if it exceeds 50% of the claimant's prior earnings. C. Income from other sources, such as part-time work, may reduce the SDI benefits, but the reduction is calculated on a percentage of the claimant's total earnings. D. The other income increases the SDI benefits, as it demonstrates a greater financial need for assistance. Answer: C. Income from other sources, such as part-time work, may reduce the SDI benefits, but the reduction is calculated on a percentage of the claimant's total earnings. Explanation: When a claimant receives income from other sources while collecting SDI benefits, such as part-time or temporary work, the amount of SDI benefits may be reduced. This reduction is typically calculated based on a percentage of the claimant's total earnings rather than a dollar-for-dollar reduction, and is designed to reflect the claimant's ability to earn income while disabled. The reduction is meant to ensure that the claimant does not receive more than they would have if they were fully employed, while still providing support for their disability. Question 12. What is the minimum weekly benefit amount that a claimant can receive under California's SDI program? A. $100. B. $200. C. $300. D. $400. Answer: A. $100. Explanation: The minimum weekly benefit amount for SDI claimants in California is $100. This amount is paid to workers who meet the eligibility criteria and have sufficiently contributed to the state disability insurance fund. The amount may be higher based on the claimant's previous earnings, but $100 is the minimum threshold set by the program. Question 13. Which of the following is a requirement for a worker to qualify for SDI benefits in California? A. The worker must be employed full-time at the time of their disability. B. The worker must have earned at least $1,000 in the last quarter before their disability began. C. The worker must have contributed to the state disability insurance SDI fund through payroll taxes. D. The worker must have had a pre-existing disability before applying for SDI. Answer: C. The worker must have contributed to the state disability insurance SDI fund through payroll taxes. Explanation: To qualify for SDI benefits in California, a worker must have contributed to the state disability insurance fund through payroll taxes. These contributions are typically deducted automatically from wages during employment. The other options are incorrect, as SDI eligibility is not contingent on full-time employment or pre-existing disabilities. Question 14. Which of the following would be considered a valid reason for a claim denial in California's SDI program? A. The claimant returns to work before reaching the maximum benefit period. B. The claimant fails to provide proper medical documentation to support their disability. C. The claimant's disability is expected to last for less than 2 weeks. D. The claimant is employed part-time at the time of filing the claim. Answer: B. The claimant fails to provide proper medical documentation to support their disability. Explanation: A common reason for denial of SDI claims is the failure to provide adequate medical documentation that supports the claimant's disability. Proper documentation is essential to demonstrate that the claimant is unable to work due to a medically verified condition. While part-time employment or a short duration of disability might impact the benefits, they do not typically result in automatic denial without other factors, such as a lack of sufficient documentation. Question 15. How does the California SDI program handle claims for workers who are self-employed? A. Self-employed individuals are automatically ineligible for SDI benefits. B. Self-employed individuals can qualify for SDI if they have voluntarily contributed to the SDI program. C. Self-employed individuals can receive SDI benefits, but only if they work fewer than 10 hours per week. D. Self-employed individuals must prove that their business income has decreased by at least 30%. Answer: B. Self-employed individuals can qualify for SDI if they have voluntarily contributed to the SDI program. Explanation: Self-employed individuals can qualify for SDI benefits if they have voluntarily contributed to the SDI program through the California Disability Insurance Elective Coverage Program. This program allows self-employed individuals to opt into the SDI system, making them eligible for benefits if they experience a disability. The SDI system typically only covers employees unless a self-employed person voluntarily participates. Question 16. What is the maximum duration of SDI benefits for a claimant with a long-term disability in California? A. 6 months. B. 12 months. C. 24 months. D. 52 weeks. Answer: B. 12 months. Explanation: the maximum duration of SDI benefits in California for a long-term disability is typically up to 12 months or 52 weeks depending on the nature of the disability and the claimant's medical condition. Extensions may be possible under certain circumstances, but standard benefits are limited to this duration. For disabilities that are expected to last longer, other programs like Social Security Disability Insurance (SSDI) may be available. Question 17. What type of documentation is required to support a disability claim under California's SDI program? A. A letter from the claimant's employer verifying their job status. B. Medical certification from a licensed healthcare provider. C. A statement of financial hardship due to the disability. D. Proof of the claimant's education level. Answer: B. Medical certification from a licensed healthcare provider. Explanation: to support a disability claim under California's SDI program, the claimant must provide medical certification from a licensed healthcare provider. This includes details of the disability, its expected duration, and how it affects the claimant's ability to perform work-related duties. While the documentation may be required for specific situations, medical certification is the primary requirement for verifying disability. Question 18. Which of the following is a benefit of filing a disability claim through California's SDI program? A. Immediate approval of benefits for all claimants. B. The possibility of receiving partial wage replacement while unable to work. C. Guaranteed coverage for all medical expenses during the disability period. D. The ability to continue working from home while receiving benefits. Answer: B. The possibility of receiving partial wage replacement while unable to work. Explanation: one of the primary benefits of California's SDI program is the possibility of receiving partial wage replacement while a claimant is unable to work due to a disability. The program helps cover a portion of the lost wages to help support the claimant's financial needs. It does not provide coverage for medical expenses or guarantee the ability to work from home. Question 19. If a claimant disagrees with a decision made by the California DD regarding their SDI claim, what action can they take? A. They can immediately reapply for the SDI benefits. B. They can file an appeal with the California Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board. C. They can seek legal representation to file a lawsuit. D. They can request that their case be reviewed by a federal agency. Answer: B. They can file an appeal with the California Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board. Explanation: if a claimant disagrees with a decision made by the California Employment Development Department regarding their SDI claim, they can file an appeal with the California Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board (QEAB). This board reviews disputed cases and can overturn or uphold the DD decisions. Reapplying or filing a lawsuit may not address the issue directly, and federal agencies generally do not handle state-level disability insurance claims. Question 20. What is the purpose of the waiting period in the SDI claims process in California? A. To ensure that the claimant has enough time to gather medical documentation. B. To determine whether the claimant's disability will improve in a short period. C. To prevent fraudulent claims by allowing time for review. D. To provide time for claimants to make an informed decision about filing. Answer: B. To determine whether the claimant's disability will improve in a short period. Explanation: the purpose of the waiting period in the SDI claims process is to ensure that the disability is expected to last long enough to warrant benefits. Typically, the waiting period is 7 days, during which the claimant's condition is assessed to determine whether the disability will improve and they will be able to return to work shortly. This helps reduce the possibility of short-term conditions being improperly treated as long-term disabilities. Question 21. Under California's SDI program, how are benefits calculated? A. Based on the claimant's most recent tax returns. B. Based on the claimant's average weekly earnings in the base period. C. Based on the claimant's job title and work experience. D. Based on the amount of the claimant's monthly health insurance premiums. Answer: B. Based on the claimant's average weekly earnings in the base period. Explanation: benefits under California's SDI program are calculated based on the claimant's average weekly earnings during a specific base period, which typically includes the highest earning quarters from the 12 to 18 months prior to the disability claim. This method ensures that benefits are reflective of the claimant's typical income prior to the disability. Question 22. What is the maximum weekly benefit amount a claimant can receive under California's SDI program in 2024? A. $900. B. $1,100. C. $1,500. D. $1,600. Answer: B. $1,100. Explanation: as of 2024, the maximum weekly benefit amount a claimant can receive under California's SDI program is $1,100. This amount is subject to change based on legislative updates, but $1,100 is the maximum for most claimants, which is the portion of their weekly wages replaced during their disability leave. Question 23. Which of the following conditions typically qualifies for disability benefits under California's SDI program? A. A common cold. B. Cosmetic surgery recovery. C. Pregnancy-related complications. D. Short-term stress. Answer: C. Pregnancy-related complications. Explanation: California's SDI program covers disabilities that prevent a person from working, including those caused by pregnancy-related complications, while a common cold, cosmetic surgery, or short-term stress may not typically qualify for SDI benefits. Pregnancy-related complications, especially those that impair a person's ability to work, are eligible for benefits under the state's Pregnancy Disability Leave Program. Question 24. How long must an employee have been employed and contributing to SDI in California to be eligible for benefits? A. At least 6 months. B. At least 12 months. C. At least 5 months. D. Contributions must be made in at least 1/4 of the base period. Answer: D. Contributions must be made in at least 1/4 of the base period. Explanation: to be eligible for SDI benefits in California, an employee must have contributed to the SDI program by having payroll deductions in at least 1/4 of the base period, typically the last 12 to 18 months. The requirement does not specify a minimum employment period, but it does require that contributions be made during that base period. Question 25. What should a claimant do if their SDI claim is denied due to a lack of medical documentation? A. File a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. B. Immediately reapply with the missing documents. C. Wait for the DD to send a letter of approval. D. File a lawsuit in small claims court. Answer: B. Immediately reapply with the missing documents. Explanation: if an SDI claim is denied due to a lack of medical documentation, the claimant should gather the necessary paperwork from their healthcare provider and reapply as soon as possible. This ensures that the claim is reviewed with the proper documentation, which may lead to approval. Filing complaints or lawsuits is not the appropriate course of action in this case. Question 26. If a claimant's disability status changes and they are able to return to work before the end of their SDI benefit period, what happens to the remaining benefits? A. The claimant must continue receiving benefits until the maximum duration is reached. B. The claimant can continue to receive benefits as long as they are unable to work part-time. C. The claimant's benefits will be stopped immediately. D. The claimant can request an extension of benefits. Answer: C. The claimant's benefits will be stopped immediately. Explanation: If a claimant is able to return to work before their SDI benefit period ends, their benefits will be stopped immediately. SDI benefits are designed to replace lost wages due to an inability to work, and if the claimant is able to resume work, there is no longer a need for benefits. Question 27. In California's SDI program, which of the following would not be considered a qualifying disability? A workplace injury that prevents work for 6 weeks. B. An illness requiring surgery that prevents work for 8 weeks. C. A self-inflicted injury due to negligence. D. A broken leg from an accident that prevents work for 3 months. Answer. C. A self-inflicted injury due to negligence. Explanation. A self-inflicted injury due to negligence is generally not covered under California's SDI program. The program is designed to cover disabilities caused by illness, injury, or complications that prevent the claimant from working, but intentional harm or injuries resulting from reckless behavior typically disqualify the claimant. Question 28. What happens if a claimant is working part-time while receiving SDI benefits in California? A. They must report their part-time work and any earnings which may reduce their benefits. B. They are automatically disqualified from receiving SDI benefits. C. They must continue to report full-time availability for work. D. They are not required to report part-time work or earnings. Answer A. They must report their part-time work and any earnings which may reduce their benefits. Explanation. Claimants receiving SDI benefits in California must report any part-time work and earnings, as these can affect the amount of benefits they are eligible for. Earnings from part-time work will reduce the amount of SDI benefits on a dollar-for-dollar basis above a certain threshold. This ensures that benefits are adjusted based on the claimant's actual financial situation. Question 29. Can a claimant receive SDI benefits in California for an illness or injury that occurs while they are out of the state? A. Yes, as long as the disability is reported to EDD within 30 days. B. No, SDI benefits are only available for disabilities that occur within California. C. Yes, but only if the claimant was temporarily out of state for a work-related reason. D. No, SDI benefits are not available outside of the United States. Answer A. Yes, as long as the disability is reported to EDD within 30 days. Explanation. Claimants in California can receive SDI benefits for disabilities that occur while they are out of state, as long as the disability is reported to the Employment Development Department (ED) within 30 days. The disability does not have to occur within California to qualify, but timely reporting is essential for maintaining eligibility. Question 30. What happens if a claimant fails to apply for SDI benefits within the required time frame? A. They can still apply, but the benefits will be reduced. B. They lose eligibility for benefits altogether. C. The benefits are provided retroactively for up to 6 months. D. The application will automatically be denied without any review. Answer A. They can still apply, but the benefits will be reduced. Explanation. If the claimant does not apply for SDI benefits within the required time frame, they can still apply, but their benefits may be reduced. California allows retroactive benefits, but typically the claim will be processed from the date of application, and any benefits owed will be adjusted based on the delay in filing.